Cheers, everybody. Oh, do you ever drink it? I just realized I can get you your water. No, I got you. Hold on, we're gonna get a cheers on. And also, you're gonna notice I got a special guest and friend. Daniel's joining us. Cheers, Daniel. Cheers. Thanks for hanging out, by the way.
Yeah.
And like joining in for the stream. We're gonna get a little workout. It's always fun. I'm gonna move this over so they can see you as well. Hold on, let me put this down. So it's always fun when I get someone to like stream with. And normally I'm streaming with my cousin, but one of our sponsors, Rahul, saying like, hey, we want you to hold it down because you're so awesome. Don't always stream with somebody else, like with another streamer. So this is a great opportunity for you to also see the behind the scenes. And we were actually just going for a walk talking about this stuff. Dude, I'm excited to talk about what you were kind of mentioning with a podcast that we're going to be working, or you're going to be working on. I want to just support you in that. So I figured while I'm sending some messages and like while people are kind of trickling in, dude, tell them a little bit maybe about like you, what's going on in your life right now, and just some of those cool things. Maybe talk about the podcast. And I know people start to like trickle in and comment, and it'll kind of get us rocking.
Yeah. Daniel, obviously you mentioned.
You're doing.
Yeah, father of 2 young kids. So, this podcast I'm trying to start up. I'm still workshopping the name, I guess. But it's mainly to become a resource for dads out there, a real passion pursuit of mine. So I noticed that when I first became a parent, my wife was receiving tons of resources, phone numbers, books, recommendations, people to talk to, people calling in on her to check in on her. And that's great. I love it. I'm glad she's getting all that.
Yeah, which is great, like you're saying, right?
It's awesome. But I realized that I was kind of trucking through it alone. And so that's not a knock on anybody or anything. I just think that our community as a whole has not really realized that dads out there need help too. And it's no longer what we were talking about, the day and age where dad goes to work all day, mom takes care of the kids, and even through the night, mom takes care of the kids. Dads are really starting to share the load out there, feed the kids, wake up with the kids. Ooh. Yeah, for all the dads out there, we hear you. And just really starting to pick up those responsibilities too, which is great. I love that. But that also means that it comes with a lot of frustration, a lot of
some struggles along the way.
Yeah, right? A lot of long nights, a lot of please eat your food, a lot of put that down, don't put that in your mouth.
You know, trying to stay calm.
Calm.
Like, right. Dude, I'll be honest, I've definitely lost my temper. And I'm not saying like I have it now figured out, but I've definitely, I think there's a combination of like frustration and then guilt or shame that can follow it.
Sure, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And even when we were walking before, you mentioned like it being something where you can just share your experience and not like being a guru on it per se, but being able to have that conversation. I think it's so cool. So that's why I wanted to make sure I mention it here. I'm gonna move the chairs and we're gonna start to get our workout going too, y'all. So what we're doing, by the way, and again, this is a sponsored stream by Yeahhh. So shout out to Yeahhh and all the awesome sponsored products. While we're going through it, I'm gonna actually, Daniel, I'll have you start on the bike just to get you warmed up a little bit more. I'm gonna go on the ball. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna do 5 minutes on the bike, 5 minutes on the ball, working some stability. And I'm going to start the timer here in a second once Daniel gets going. And then what I'm going to do is I also have B-roll of the videos and the products as I'm going to be highlighting them. I have both the Coach Mike and the LOF channel going here. So we got all the awesome products. As you can see, I got the weighted vest on. If you guys got questions, hit them in the comments below. And again, everyone that leaves a comment is also going to be able to get a kitchen rescue pack resource and a recipe guide that we have for you guys. Just my way of saying thanks, engaging. I also realized I have it on the motion tracking, so I'm gonna try and turn that off. Now I'm gonna turn the gimbal control so we can have both of us in the shot. You guys wanna see both of us, right? All right, so I'm gonna set that timer here. I got 5 minutes on the clock, even though you're probably already like some seconds in.
I'm just trying to see what height.
The height, yeah.
For me, I'm a lot shorter than you are.
That's all good. I'll make it work. We're gonna make it work no matter what. All right, so let me see. I got the weighted vest here. So we're going over the Zealous weighted vest. So I'm gonna throw this bad boy on to show you how easy it is right out of the box, throwing it on. Now, the one thing I will say, it also comes with this really cool phone carrier. It even has a second little strap here. So you have the first part for your phone, second little pouch for like keys, money clip, whatever you wanna do. Again, that can zip closed. Now, it also has a buckle feature
So again, I can buckle this up if I'm gonna do any runs. Tighten it the way I want. It has nice reflective straps on the front and on the back so that if you decide to go out running with it, again, you'll have that reflective component. And it's not only great for outdoor runs, cardio, you can do push-ups, you can do pull-ups. Perfect example right here, I like to use it for adding weight for the pull-ups. And as you can see, it stays perfectly in place. It's not restrictive. And this has a variety of weighted options, everywhere from 6 pounds all the way up to 30 pounds and everything in between. So definitely a thumbs up and a recommend to add more resistance to your workouts. And it can be actually great for as you're losing weight to help keep your body strong with the weight that you're losing. And just for another fun fact I mentioned to clients, put this on. If you want to lose 10, 20, whatever amount of weight you want to lose, buy that weighted vest and put it on. See how heavy that feels and imagine how good it's going to feel when you lose that weight too. Thumbs up all around, y'all.
Oh, that's like another pro tip, guys. Like, as I was just kind of mentioning that video, is like, as you lose weight, being able to have that weighted vest to kind of supplement the weight loss coming off. Hold on, I'll see if I can fit us both in frame. Yeah, we're both going to be in frame. I got this. We got this, y'all. I'm going to turn gesture control. I'll keep it on for now. And ooh, who we got in the comments? What's up? Oh, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah, what's up, Ollie? You see us. I know you see him. I know you see him. I'm also going to drop our link tree. I'll drop my link tree here. Boom. I'll just share that. We'll keep that highlighted. Bam. All right. So now we're going to get into what do we got next, y'all? So again, I'm working on combination. What I'll do is, if especially I'm typing, I just keep my feet off it. So you can transition between feet off or like knee balancing too. Well, let's go to the right fit weightlifting belt too. I just had this one.
Lifting. So it has this little arched rounded edge. That's going to be perfect for a position straight up. And you can also see where it says right fit. That's how you know how you're going to position it. Nice and easy, simple loop through. It's got Velcro, so I'm looping it right through here. I'm going to Velcro it in to have it nice and supportive. And what I like to use this for, especially on heavier weighted pull-ups, using it for deadlifts, and being able to properly brace and breathe into it to support the back. It's not only great for heavier lifts, but also to be able to properly breathe and put pressure throughout your core and torso as you're going heavier on weights, or if you just needed that added support. Check it out, y'all, and definitely a thumbs up.
There I am. I just realized I'm too far from the mouse. No. So I'm actually going to move this bench over. So while we're on the ball, we might also be managing the actual video. So I might even test run you, Daniel, while we're over here to just like add and remove videos. Bam. So we're going to give it a minute before I go into the next product. Again, I'm also in the LOF channel. I have the exercise ball highlighted. That's what I'm balancing on right now, not just like standing here or like magically floating. I'm actually on the exercise ball. And this is a great option. I was telling Daniel before that being able to match like some aerobic work capacity with a little bit of proprioception, coordination, balance, to me, it's great for martial arts, for grappling, for jiu-jitsu, but also for overall quality of life. And this is actually a new kind of resource we want to put out in data. I know you could probably speak to this. As a parent and as a dad, especially when you have young kids, you're constantly lifting them, putting them down. You know, being able, that can cause a lot of imbalances or tightness in our body too. So being able to do movements that help mobility, to help strengthen the body, left versus right side, upper body versus lower body, push versus pull. These are all things we even have in our 12-week body recomposition program. So that's also a cheesy plug for, go to lifestyleoffitness.com, check out our 12-week body recomp. You can set up a free phone call with me as a consult, just fill out the application, and then we'll give you a body type quiz and a free report that goes along with it just to give you guys some value. And again, we've got 6 spots left now for this summer. And we have a total of 25 spots we're gonna have in the summer and the fall. So get on that. And I've actually got 1 spot left where I'm gonna be doing, and that's our time to switch, where I'm gonna be doing private training sessions. So the next person that signs up, I got 1 more spot for this, that signs up, I'm gonna throw in one-on-one training with me as part of this package on a weekly basis. Oh, damn, you're right into it, man. I see you. Go hard, man. Go hard in the paint. Anyways, I see you. I see you.
Let's see if it works.
And again, guys, we're going to go through it. Last time I did 4 rounds of this. We're going to go through 5 rounds today. while we're also cycling through the products, I'm going to highlight, we talked about the weighted support belt, which is, again, great for going on heavy lifts or just protecting yourself if you're not super comfortable with things. But also, I would highly recommend, if you're not comfortable doing certain exercises, don't go super heavy. Like, get a coach, get a professional to walk you through that stuff. Now we got the right fit bands, and while we're talking about the bands, I'll also highlight the other exercise bands. Let's see here. Highlight these puppies. And then, Daniel, I'm going to try and challenge you here. But I'm going to first make sure I actually have the right video that I want open. The very bottom video. Oh, shit. No, it's not the bottom. All right, so I'm going to walk you through this. Let's see how good I am at walking through this. Go to that share button that says in the bottom screen, the bottom left, right above where it says Leave Studio, yeah, share. And then you're going to click on Video 5. And then you're going to type in the top right search bar, right, R-I-T. And then just hit enter. And then, yeah, we're going to do the resistance bands. That middle one, yeah. We're just going to double click that or just hit open. And then
in this video for the right fit resistance bands, I wanted to break down kind of the second feature that I didn't do in my first video. Now I've got the 45-pound set, so you can see they have 3 different resistance bands here. Now check this out. I slightly pull out the band, and you're going to see there's a little like looping locking mechanism that locks it into place. So if I don't want the 10 pounds of resistance, I'm going to drop it down. Now I can go to 35 pounds of resistance, and then I still have the other bands in place. And then I'm good to go with the handles. So it's really that simple to swap out the resistance and the weight, and definitely an easy to use function. Then we can pull it out, pop open, and then you can drop the band out or just easily add it back through again, thread it in, lock it into place, and you're good to go.
So now once the video's over, we're gonna go down to the bottom where the video was. We're gonna hover over it and just hit remove. Yeah, look at that. You're fucking cool. So, Daniel, you brought up a great point. Also, I gotta watch. I'm not supposed to. We can't curse on Amazon, so I gotta be very mindful of my language. But Daniel had a great point, especially during COVID, just having kids. Sometimes I don't always have. I'm really grateful and I'm very aware. The home gym setup I have, while it's not like perfect, I get a lot of awesome stuff here. And I always appreciate you guys pointing that out to me and reminding me, because I'm super grateful for this. But really, if you have a good set of resistance bands, like the right fit bands that fit into the door. I have another set highlighted in the LOF carousel. This is a 23-piece set that has not only like the right fit bands, then we have loop bands, and being able to have multiple attachments, like even the right fit bands has an attachment you put in the door, your handles, it has an ankle strap component to it. You can do pretty much any exercise. And we have an entire resource called our Booty Builder series. That's a part of our 12-week body recomp program. For those that want to build and develop their legs and their butt muscles, which isn't just great for our female audience out there. It's really great for all of our athletes, dads, even for us having to constantly pick up our kids. You want to have those strong legs and you want to have those strong butt muscles to support your core. Yeah, there we go. So I was just saying this, guys. I've dropped my OBS bot like well over a dozen times. And shout out to them because this thing has lasted. I'm seeing a little like bars on the screen and stuff. So that just reminded me of like, if you notice that, let me know. But it's really, honestly, because I think I've dropped it too many times. Or it could just be my StreamYard account, like the internet connection. But OBS bot's been solid, dude. I dropped it so many times. And the fact that it hasn't broken, it's still working, I plug it and play, and I don't have really any issues, it's absolutely awesome. So I think we got like maybe 10, 15 more seconds. Then we're gonna switch. Then I'm gonna get into the next product we got, which is, talk about the weighted vest. Ooh, we'll talk about some of these workout gloves. I'm actually gonna highlight, I have a discount on these gloves. And I wanted to make sure I highlight for you guys. And there's our time. That means we don't switch. Oh, we're going. Dale just showing up, crushing it, never done this workout before. Just like, yo, I got you. All right, so we start our 5 minutes, got our lap. That's round down, one round down already. All right, so let's highlight again our workout gloves. Here we go. Got 27% off these bad boys. So I'm gonna highlight that, and then we'll go into some of the other kind of like accessory pieces of equipment, from gloves to the wrist supports to all those variables. Boom.
In this video, I'm going to be going over the Glow Fit workout gloves. As you can see, they have the cut-off fingers. And what this is really all about is having the actual grip support and this little like tactile material here that helps get you a better grip. Now, if you don't want calluses on your hands like I have, or you feel like your grip is the failing point, and you want to kind of be able to work past that, these types of gloves can be a great asset. The cool thing about them is also they have a nice stretchy material. They're breathable on the back, so you're not going to be able to necessarily get all that sweat and funk holding into them. But what I will say is when you're using these, this is not going to long-term improve your grip strength. You're relying on the actual material to help you grab that bar, whatever it is that you're grabbing. So the benefit is you can potentially lift more weight, which is going to help your gains. The downside is you may not be conditioning your hands and the grip itself. So just pros and cons there, but definitely a thumbs up if you want to be able to work these benefits.
Yeah, so now I'm going to play one more, which is the wrist support product that we have as well, which is, again, this is another thing to keep in mind. Like, again, I'm sure from your experience with just like working with your hands, but it's also, dude, talk to us about, before we actually get into the wrist supports, I want to hear a little bit about, you have a really cool venture with the gardening component of things. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know right now it may not be the main focus, but keep the audience in the loop. And we'll also, if we start doing gardening stream stuff, I'll gladly, again, we'll put that into it. But kind of let us know what's going down with that.
Yeah, so we had a company called Khom Products, KHOM Products. We sell on Amazon. We had a gardening bag for a while. It's not there for the moment, but yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say there. We had a kind of gardening bag. I felt like it was a very nice, very high quality bag. We just feel like so many benefits to gardening. I know it associates a lot with women, but
dude, I love gardening.
Yeah, it does not have to be at all. So many benefits, not just the yield of the land, but the actual act of it itself.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
the mental health, right? Even just physical, like this is maybe pending, but like if you get into a squat and you're gardening or you're just like moving through, like you can burn a really good amount of calories just gardening and tending to your yard.
Right. And think about what do they call it, farmer strength?
Oh yeah.
Right. For like farmers who are just
that good old farm boy.
Fit and you don't know why. It's because they've been gardening all day.
Dude, think about like pulling weeds, moving things, the grip component, and then it goes back to like the wrist support, the workout gloves I was talking about. I've yet to see, like in wrestling or martial arts or any kind of strength-based or sport-based world, that a farmer or farmer's child or someone that's working in the yard need to have like gloves and wrist supports. They just have tenacious like hands and grip strength, and just the way they can apply and use it. They master steady. Dude, it's powerful. So kind of speaking of which, I'll segue that perfectly right into our wrist supports, and I have them highlighted in the carousel as well.
Video, we're going to be looking at the Air Pop wrist support straps. Now, these are actually really cool and can be really beneficial if you do have chronic wrist issues or anything like that, and you want to have some additional support. So you just kind of hook your thumb right through here. You're going to wrap it around your wrist to give you some added support as tight as you like and as it feels good, and it can help you kind of, again, keep that alignment in your wrist, give you some support. There's pros and cons to this, depending on, again, what's going on. If there's an injury there, again, talk to a physical therapist or a doctor. This isn't medical advice, but this can be a great tool to help support your wrists and be able to give you that added support when you're going for maximal lifts or pushing yourself. But again, get some more insight. These can be great options, though. I definitely do recommend them. And the cool thing about this is the material is they're not going to hold on to the sweat as much, so you can wash them, and they're going to be nice and clean and sanitized. So definitely a thumbs up.
Well, we got one more video to play for the like fitness side before we take a break, and we'll just kind of talk a little bit. And get into some of the other varying topics with the products. We got the
In this
initial
video,
force
we're
dumbbell.
looking at the
Right
initial force
there.
adjustable dumbbell. Now, the cool thing about this is it's not only going from 15 to 55 pounds, but look at how we adjust it. You have a turn of the knob, and then bam, that's how you're going to be adjusting the weight. And then it literally just slides right out, slide back in. Again, adjust the weight, click it into place. And same thing. Now, one thing I want to show you is how is this working? These two little nodules right here are actually activating as springs or as little presses on these springs right here that are the locking mechanism. So that's what keeps it safe, super easy. From my experience, this handle is the fastest to swap out. Definitely a recommend. Now, this is also a single dumbbell when you order them. So if you want a complete set of two, you're going to have to order two of them. Definitely a thumbs up, though.
Boom. You hear that initial force in Flybird? You're going to get these out for Daniel, man. Gotta get him hooked up. All right, so we'll take that video off. Now we'll just chat for a little bit. I got like some other products I'm going to highlight, but we'll just chat a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Daniel, can I get you to just remove that video? Thanks, homie, for just like co-piloting this with me.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
And also, guys, on the channels, let me know if you want to see more of Daniel because he's going to be getting his own podcast started. And again, as I've talked about this, not only am I going to have my coaches streaming on this content, but like it's Coach Mike and friends. So Daniel is a friend of mine. I think it'll be great for you to come on board, do creating content on this too. And like, we'll do some really cool things. Yeah, I love that. And then for the LOF, our lifestyle fitness channel, like what I like too is being able to see people throughout different stages of the journey. And being able to use, like we're gonna be doing the 12-week body recomp program, keep checking in, saying, hey, how are you feeling? How's it work in real life? So it's all great on paper, but when you're tired and the kids are crying, you gotta figure out dinner, you're in the car, like, dude, Chick-fil-A's right there. I'm just thinking Chick-fil-A, like Chick-fil-A. So it's like, all right, cool, instead of getting a crispy chicken sandwich, I don't even know that's what it's called, getting like the grilled chicken nuggets. I'm just making stuff up off the top of my head now, but like, little variables like that and just the resources to do that are clutch. So right now, guys, I'm gonna be super transparent with you. The wallet I have in the carousel, they haven't mailed me yet. So I know it's on the way, but I actually haven't tried this wallet out yet. And I use a money clip, so I'm actually excited. I was telling Ashley, I want to get a wallet again, just to like use that because I haven't had a wallet in like almost 10 years. I always use like a money clip, which isn't the best for actually having cash because it always gets like ruffled up. So I'm excited to try this wallet out. I'll give you guys honest and straight up feedback, but transparently, haven't tried it yet. So I can't really give you guys anything from that. But I know I do have, and I actually shot a B-roll on this yesterday, the Lenshin 4-in-1 USB and lightning cable charger. Now I'll be transparent, guys. I thought this was like a wireless portable charger where like you just plug it into your phone, you have to have it plugged into the wall, but it actually has that lightning cable that you do need to have it plugged into a box or your computer. And then it just has like basically 4-in-1, 3 USBs, 1 lightning cable, so you can have multiple devices charging at once. I'll play a B-roll here the next round, but what else is good? So yeah, let's talk, dude, I really like this idea of the podcast and being able to create just a conversation at the end of the day. So what are you thinking? What could that look like? So obviously you're saying, what are some topics that might be jumping out at you already?
Yeah, like I was speaking to one of my buddies who's also a dad, and he's a super cool guy. I went to college with him. Nothing rattles him. Pretty nice, very calm and collected. And a couple years later, becomes a dad of 2 kids, and we're having a conversation, and he's just like, I don't know what it is, but for my kids, sometimes I am just the worst version of myself.
Dude.
And I've told others the same thing. Like, I don't know how I can get so angry at a 1-year-old. And so the podcast is kind of speaking into those moments, you know, where we're not really talking parenting philosophy, how-tos. Those will be part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's great too.
You know, but it's really to speak into those difficult moments and say, hey, we understand, you know, we know how hard it is to be up for the 4th time at 4 in the morning, trying to feed your baby, or
telling your toddler to eat their vegetables for the 25th time, or having to cook another dish because your kids don't eat what you made already. You know, and they sound like small little problems, but I think over the years they do stack up. Because once upon a time, I felt like super dad and I could do it all, and I was for a time.
Dude, I think the sustainability of it, and to your point, man, especially having a second kid or multiple kids, I think adds another, this is just from my experience, adds another layer that gets exponentially, I think, not necessarily challenging is the right word, but like maybe tests your patience.
Yeah.
And like when one, like I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, right? Well, she's gonna be 4 in like a month, or a couple weeks. And you have kids very similar ages, and like being able to have a break at times and not hear the constant like, no, or whatever. Like you're saying, hey, eat your vegetables, please do this. And like, I think to me, this is my personal experience, I'm curious yours, where I have a temper in general. Fun fact, guys, like I'm a very nice guy, but I am predisposed to having a temper. I think environmentally and just like hereditarily, it's just been a variable on both sides of my family. And being able to always be aware of that's always been a challenge, and using martial arts has been something. And what I find challenging is like when I have to repeat myself, like you said, for 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, like they're not doing it to be disrespectful. They're not intentionally like, oh, forget you, dad. Like they're just so locked into what they're doing. But I take it as a form of disrespect.
Yeah.
And I'm also just like losing it. And progressively, and then eventually I just like snap, I yell. Then of course, once you yell, if they're sad or they start crying or you can see the response, you just feel so bad, right? And then it creates this ripple effect in the day.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know how many nights I've gone to sleep with my wife, and you have your talk before you go to bed, and I'm just like, I feel awful.
Yeah.
Or, man, I'm so sorry for how I treated the girls today.
Yeah.
I'll try again tomorrow.
And even then I take it out on my wife, man. Like I'll, not even like straight out, but I'll be a little snappy. Or like, what do you want? Or like, oh, like, can't you see I'm in the middle of something? Or like, I don't know, just little things like that she picks up on. Or she'll do it too, and then I pick up on it, and I get hypersensitive to it. And it's like, it's not like, hey, it's this fault or your fault or anyone's fault. It's almost a product of the environment. And that's why I really appreciate this idea that you're bringing to the table, because sometimes it's just, I just want to talk about it. I just want to feel validated and feel heard. And that's why I think it's frustrating with kids, because sometimes you're like, dude, you don't hear me because you haven't had life experience and their brain's not developed in a way. They're not. And then sometimes straight up, Lena will just do something, even though I say don't do it, and she is doing it to be rebellious and defiant, which in the long term I actually love. Like I want my daughters or my children, and if I have kids in the future, boy, girl, whatever, I want them to be passionate. I want them to have almost a rebellious sense of them where like, especially entrepreneur mindset, like you don't have to do what the status quo is, but I also want there to be a level of respect too, you know? Right. So I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts even on like, with your kids being young, not necessarily drowning out the fire or the passion, but also balancing that with like respecting elders and your loved ones and your family.
Yeah. I guess you just got to put it into perspective. Like, what does respect look like at 4 years old?
Ooh, that's a great point.
What does it look like at 2 years old?
Yeah.
If you take my water bottle away from me, I probably don't care. If you take it away from a little girl, once she's trying to drink water, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So just
great.
Understanding others' perspective, and this doesn't just apply to children, anybody, right?
Yeah.
Understanding their perspective gives you insight to why they're acting the way they do. And so as much as I want my kids to be respectful and obedient right away to the T, first time I'll do it, yes, daddy, understanding that their short-term memory is not quite there, they're not quite as developed, they're understanding, they don't understand the concept of being late like I do.
What does it matter?
Yeah, right. Why is it important to them? It's not.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of where it starts. And putting that into practice is a whole other matter. Not being upset in those moments, it's a different matter. But I think it's coming to that understanding and then kind of putting it into practice and exercising those mental, emotional muscles of recalling that they don't know, they don't understand. But this is where you kind of lay the seeds down, right? Where you kind of say, okay, I can kind of plant this seed of you do what daddy says because it's good for you. Right? You eat this because it's good for you, and you just keep trying, and hopefully that perseverance pays off.
I think that's a great word too. Perseverance, then patience, I think, to combine with that. That's what I'm hearing you say, even if I'm paraphrasing a little bit. And I think that's an interesting point. It just made me think of this. What I do with the girls sometimes is, like, for example, Lena wanted to have sour candies this morning because it was her birthday, and my stepmom had sent her sour gummies. And she's like, "Ooh, Daddy, can I have sour gummies?" I'm like, "All right, listen." And I also, like, I spent the first year of my older daughter, Lena's life, where, like, she couldn't have any sugar. And I was hyper obsessed with her sugar intake to the point where it was like, this isn't necessarily, like, healthy for her. Or for anyone, I think, to be super hyper obsessed with the dynamic of, like, you can never have sugar. Because then what happens when they go to, like, now she's in preschool, right? And other kids are going to have snacks and candy, and, like, I don't want her to feel alienated. My point being is, like, all right, let's hit it. Like, we went rock climbing on Sunday. She loves climbing. She loves being outdoors. So I try and figure out, how can I associate this to something she likes? Or if she's had an experience, like, the other day, my kid's so smart. And, like, I think kids in general are so observant and smart. She's like, "Daddy, I had too much sugar, my tummy hurts." And she put that together, because we've talked about that in the past, where she's had a lot of sugar. She's like, "I don't feel so good." I'm like, "That's because you had too much sugar." That's why we want to be mindful of that. And that's why we want to have, like, vegetables or protein or having these things. And I think, to your point, just being persistent and patient.
I think your kids will, more often than not, pleasantly surprise you with their observations, with, sometimes you think that what you're saying doesn't stick, but it really does. And my 4-year-old will surprise me these days. And just kind of like you said, like, limit yourself, stop yourself. They're doing new things every day, and they're growing. And you just be surprised at how much work you put in actually sticks with them. And it makes it worth it, man.
And I think, to your point, like, one thing I always talk about, which is, I geek out with the terms, but, like, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, like this thing that our brain will release to help create new connections or memories or strengthen connections in our brain. Kids have, like, an abundant amount of this being released all the time because they're learning so many new things that they really are making so many connections. There's so much happening in their brain that I realized, like, I was thinking the other day, I was like, dude, why do you not? I'm like, oh, right, of course you wouldn't get this because you've never had this life experience. Like, why? It's unfair for me to assume. Or I remember I left a bucket out, and my daughter dropped something in the bucket accidentally, and she's never dropped, I think it was, like, some electronic device, or I forgot what it was, but it was my TENS unit. She dropped the TENS, and this was, like, actually, now it's been, like, almost 2 years ago, when we first moved into the house, and she dropped it into some water. And I got mad, like, dude, do you not realize that? And I'm like, oh, no, of course, you don't know what that does. You don't know what water and electricity do together. Like, of course you're not going to grasp that. But now she's like, oh, you better watch out. Like, she looks out for our younger daughter, Tessa, and that's the cool part, too.
And another thing you remind me of is one thing my wife and I talked about years ago was just not being upset at our children for things like coordination issues.
Right, like, it's on us, maybe.
Right, or like her fingers are, an inch long, 2 inches at best, and she probably can't hold that cup well.
But that's what
she's trying really hard, and don't. I guess it's good to affirm her efforts, and you don't go through things you don't really need to be upset about, even though you do, and it's okay to be upset about spilled water or milk or food when you have a whole scheduled day to do. And those things upset you, but I think the important thing is to not take it out on your kids and to create those memories as if they're a nuisance to you.
Oh, that's such a good point, man. That's, like, another variable too, right? It's like balancing coordination or going through something for the first time and then, like, realizing, like, hey, yeah, we have a schedule, but they're not aware of that schedule. And even if we try to explain it to them, like, now, like, I've really, and sometimes I work on, like, I try to teach Lena how to negotiate at a young age. And like, Lena, you want this. What do you have that I want? Like, what can you do? Or clean up your toys or whatever. I think the drawback to that now, she tries to negotiate everything. All right, Dad, how about this? I either get a sour gummy, I get a other gummy, or I get chocolate chips. I'm like, that's a really good sales approach to give people 3 options of what you want them to pick from, but neither of those are gonna work. And then I like, but the point of it is like being aware. And then also, I wonder how you feel about those students. Sometimes like giving myself permission to just say, it's okay to be mad for a minute. Like I'll go into another space, I won't let them, I'll try not to let them see as much, or even for them, because then it teaches them. And I've talked to psychologists and other friends of mine about this. It's like, we don't have to be perfect. So our kids see how to regulate emotions within us, or they see, hey, mommy and daddy aren't always gonna, agree. How do they handle it? Hey, they don't yell or fight, and even if they are, they're hearing one another out. And that's like a whole nother tricky topic, because I don't want them to see like a wedge between us. Oh yeah, we're gonna switch on 3 rounds down, Daniel. You're crushing it, dude. Dude, I gotta give you a shout out, homie. You're just like jumping right on into my workouts with me. Never doing it, man. But yeah, I think, and I'm curious to hear from you guys too. Let us know in the chat. I can see you guys are here watching it. So I always appreciate it. If you guys want to offer up perspectives, don't think like we don't want to hear from you guys. We have all the answers. Like, I by no means do.
Yeah, for sure. What you were saying, like, it's okay to not be perfect. It's better to accept that you're not. That's something my wife and I have been dealing with recently. With me personally, that, man, like, I feel like I can't be angry or upset.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I gotta be super dad all the time, right?
It's not draining.
It's super draining, even more draining.
Yeah.
And I think it's more healthy to be like, I'm not super dad, and I have to go say sorry to my kids.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's okay. I think it builds a better mindset for your children than for them to think that you're super dad all the time. But for them to see that my dad makes mistakes and he owns up to it.
Right.
And that's okay. And I can do that too. And my kids don't need to be super children. They don't need to walk on glass around me.
Right.
And you got to be intentional about not building that kind of environment for them, where they don't have to walk on the eggshell because they're 4 years old.
Yeah. You're gonna make mistakes, right? Like I still make mistakes all the time. And I think that was something I learned, like even when I'm transparently telling my wife, she goes, listen, man, sometimes I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around you because you might be like in a bad mood or sleep. Like I'm a really, really nasty person at nature without sleep. Like I struggle with that, man. Like my wife is like a superhero to me. So over the last 4 years, you were talking about this before, like even when I was at Pace with you, and I would have some nights where I'd wake up, but like she would 80%, if not 80 to 100% of the time, like do most of the sleep stuff. Like I would help try and put them to bed, but she would be like, hey, listen, like even if she was working or not, she would really take a lot of that for me. And now over the last like 6 months, the last 2 years I've been on my own fully as a business, but I've also tried to just like realize like, dude, Ashley's had some health scares. Like she was in the hospital last week because we thought she had a stroke. You know what I mean? Like she's okay. And like the test came back okay. But it's like, I realized like, man, more and more how much I get to step up. And it's not a task, it's something I get to spend that time with my kids. Why was I avoiding it too? I asked all these questions. This is getting into some deep stuff here, but we don't have to go too far into all of that. But I bring that up for any of the dads out there as well that might be relating to that of like, it's easy for me, at least it was, to like do all the fun activities, but to say, oh, well, I have to stream or I have a meeting or I have work to do at 8 to 10 o'clock at night because then I'm avoiding bedtime with them. When do I really need to have a stream at 8 o'clock at night? Do I really need to do that? Or am I doing that subconsciously even, maybe to avoid it? Now I purposely try to only have, like Wednesday nights are the only nights I'll be out of the house late at night. And I actually bring Lena to the gym with me now. And it actually puts her to sleep. On the car ride home, she'll go to sleep. So anyways, that's just like some of the things that that jumped out to me. I'm gonna swing this around. There's one B-roll video that I'm gonna play though, just to break it up here a little bit. We also have a lightning deal on some of the bedding. And I wanted to talk about the Lention battery and 4-in-1 cable.
device charger cable. So now this has the lightning cable you're going to plug in to your outlet box, and then you're going to have the option to have 3 different USBs and a lightning cable as well. Now you're going to want to make sure that this is plugged in. This is not just to be portable without having an outlet connected to it, and then you'll be good to go. Again, having multiple devices in one shot is definitely a thumbs up. Easy to travel with, easy to move with. Again, it has that lightning cable. The box is not included, so you're gonna wanna have either like the box or the outlet for it separately. You plug this bad boy in, and then you can use it on multiple devices here. Definitely thumbs up though, y'all.
I also realized I think in all my videos I say thumbs up, because I genuinely mean that though, guys. Like, I won't give it a thumbs up unless I actually like believe in it, but I just figured I'd throw that out there. You guys might have saw me. I'm gonna do one more product before we'll dig in and just chat a little bit more. But I have this, and I don't know if you're wondering like what the hell this is, Daniel, but I have these like disposable facial tissue.
Over the reusable and disposable face tissues. This is by ITO. Comes in a pack of 80 sheets per roll. And the cool thing is, again, I'm gonna peel one off right here really quick so you can see. It's got dual-sided, so one side has nice texture. The other side is going to be nice and smooth. So depending on what you want to use it for, my wife likes using it for her makeup removal. Then she can rinse it off, reuse it. I personally like using it here in the gym when I'm working out. I get super sweaty. Instead of grabbing a towel, boom, I can just dry myself off. And then again, if you want to, you can rinse it off and reuse it up to 2 to 3 times. Now, my 2 cents on that is I wouldn't reuse it for things like in the gym. I use it once and I get rid of it. But for like facial removal, makeup removal, for maybe if you have a spill, like sometimes I'll spill my seltzer, my water here, I would definitely just reuse it 2 or 3 times for that purpose. But again, use that at your discretion, but definitely a really cool option to have for reusable purposes. And again, having the dual side textural for, again, maybe some exfoliation or makeup remover, and then the smooth side as well. Thumbs up, y'all. Even for my kids, using it for them, for cleanups when we need it, is definitely a thumbs up and comes in clutch.
So yeah, that's what that was, by the way, Daniel. So if you want to use it, those are just disposable like face tissues. So like instead of having a towel in here, I use those. Now you can like, if you're using it for like makeup remover and stuff, apparently you can just like rinse these, wash them, and use them 2 to 3 times. I personally don't use it for like, if I'm super sweaty, I'm getting bacteria from like my sweat onto it, I won't like rinse it and reuse it for the gym, or like wiping down equipment. But at least I always like, cause my kids want to come in here and they'll spill their water or something. You know how that goes. Like, so I always have like tissues ready to go or something like that. And then Daniel, I'm gonna ask you for a favor to do the remove on that video where it's just a floating head. Yeah, y'all. And again, guys, if you have questions for Daniel, let me know, or let us know here. We have the chats open. That's what's interesting. It always depends on time of day. Like mornings, I notice people are chattier. Evenings chat. Like during the day, people might be watching this while they're at work and stuff. Yeah. Or maybe not engaging as much, just like kind of catching products. So it's always interesting to see the data. And also shout out to MyLogi. This is like a beta testing website software using for streamers that I'm really excited because it allows us to like take all of our data and our analytics, put it on one place, and it analyzes it. Like what products are most popular, what sells the most, what minutes in our stream have the most activity, how much we make per minute, how much we make per hour, what streams perform the best. Like there's so much cool analytical data that we get from them. And I'm like, guys, I'll tell you off here. Some of the stuff I can't talk about while we're live. But I'll tell you some cool stuff that is to come that I think are just really, really exciting. So shout out to the MyLogi team. Let's see, what else, guys? I'm trying to think. We got that. Ooh, so the drill bit. I actually have a B-roll on this one, but this drill bit has a lightning deal. So what's cool about this drill bit, or I think is cool, is it not only will have the different sizes, but on the drill bit itself, it has a little indentation that it'll have different widths. So how far you drill in with that bit will actually make it that size hole. So you don't need like 12 different bits for 12 different widths. You have 5 drill bits that have like, I think it's 8 to 10 varying widths as you go deeper and deeper into the drill bit. So you can stop halfway through and that's like a ½ inch. As you go all the way down, it's a full inch. And it actually shows you on the drill bit itself, which is, I think it's just gonna be a super cool function. You're not even like, honestly, I've only used it once, I haven't used it for that many products yet or projects, but eventually when I know I need to, it's gonna be fun. Shit, I forgot to get the timer. I mean, I have the timer going, but I was lapping it because this is round 4 already. It's got one more. Dale's just crushing it, dude. Like, again, man, and we did a 15-minute walk before this out in that southern heat.
I know. That southern humidity.
And I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Amazon, obviously, all our awesome peeps. Got both channels running. If you guys aren't following already, please feel free to follow. I forgot to ask to mention that. I always like try and mention that throughout the stream. And then again, right below Daniel, you'll see lifestyleoffitness.com. Go check out our website. We have our 12-week body recomp programs live. You can fill out a free application to see if you're a good fit. And as a thanks, we're going to set you up with a body type report. You answer like, I think it's 6 or 8 questions. It takes less than 5 minutes. And we'll send you a free report so you know what to do with that information. And then you'll get the ability to schedule a 15-minute call with me for free. Just to go over, what does the quiz mean? Are you a good fit for the program? And if not, no worries, we'll walk away happy and I just try and offer you value. And I turned on the motion tracking. So now it's tracking me. But since I have the OBS highlighted on one of my cards, this is a perfect time to highlight. Oh snap, check out the zoom. I literally, one of the streams, I did this for like 5 minutes straight. So it was just like zooming in and out. So I was like hyper obsessed.
This is so cool, man.
All right. Woo, one more time. All right, I'm gonna turn the gesture control off here. We got one more cycle through, y'all. Damn, it's just straight killing it. All right, let's turn this gesture off. Boom. Up. Yeah, there we go. All right, now I'm also going to highlight. Let's see, I have the drill bit actually right here, and I thought I had B-roll for that drill bit. Let me see if I actually do. Because I just shot this yesterday. Means like one of these has to be it. Is this it?
In this video,
That's not it. That means maybe I didn't upload it.
in this video,
Oh, that's the seam sauna. That's not it. All right, so I don't have that one yet, so we're gonna have to upload that later. And thank you for not smashing my arm. We'll highlight some of the other products while we're going through here. And again, we got about like a half hour left. So again, that's what's like to me cool. It's like we can crush almost an hour workout and then just cool down for like 20, 30 minutes and finish up the stream. Ooh, I'll actually highlight the umbrella since I just uploaded that video. And this is cool too, Daniel. Like they'll send you just a bunch of cool stuff like outdoor
the move
furniture.
to top patio umbrella. Now, not only, I love the color, I gotta be honest, but if you notice, so this doesn't come with a stand, but I literally just kind of stake it right here, balancing on the ground, and the balance of it's pretty solid.
Right in the ground.
Now we have the crank up and down, as well as it has the pivot head right here, so if we want to angle it and adjust it, very easily can. It was super easy to set up. It literally took like 30 seconds. It's literally the bottom pole, top pole, put it in, crank it open. My daughter is even able to do it. And then the cool thing, if you want to collapse it down, it also has the Velcro to keep it nice and snug and in place. And from an aesthetics perspective, I think it just looks great. Definitely a thumbs up.
Then we got one more I'm gonna play before we'll start chitty chatting a little bit more. We got
So
the
screen door. Now I wanted to show you guys the manual because I always get excited when there's less than a couple steps. It's like 6 steps, literally that simple. And you have 2 basic things. You can have the screen itself that it comes with that you can select from a variety of sizes to make sure it fits your door. And then you're gonna have the adhesive tape that I apparently keep dropping with added push pins if you need that support. So all it's recommending to do is we're gonna open this bad boy up. You're gonna think about if you want it right side opening or left side opening. It says that in there, which I think is a great point. We're literally just going to map all of this out, put it onto the floor, and then you're gonna add your tape, be able to set it up the way you want so it sticks right on. Then we take the adhesive part out, boom, bust this bad boy out. Check this out, super simple. It has tape already on, so you're gonna open it up, take off this brown side, that's where it's gonna stick right on, and then it's gonna Velcro right onto the screen itself. put it on the border of the frame, sticking it on, keeping it nice and simple. And again, if you need added support, you can use the push pins. So mapping, laying out the screen, putting on the adhesive tape onto the door frame itself, putting that bad boy on, make sure you have it either right opening or left opening. Think ahead of time to make sure it's set up. And then you have the push pins if you need. Definitely a thumbs up. And super excited to have this up, especially with all the mosquitoes in the summertime. Keep this bad boy up so you can keep the mosquitoes out of your house.
Simple, y'all. Simple. All right, let me see. Got that one. We got this one's done. Just clearing out. I think we talked about all these. Yeah. And I got the massage gun, the mini massage gun. That thing's super cool. I actually don't have the B-roll on that because my daughter, like, so check this one out, Daniel. It's gonna come up on the screen. See that red one? It's like literally the size of my palm. It's like tiny. So my kids have learned that massage guns are awesome.
Yeah.
And they will do it on like me and Ashley's back. But they've also they do it on their tummies because they think it's funny. And now they'll like hide it around the house. So this is actually somewhere hidden around the house. I don't know exactly where it is. But one of the products I don't have yet that Wahul's actually going to send me, it's a Bluetooth item tracker. So it's a magnetic piece. You can put your keys, your wallet, whatever. Yeah. So I'm going to put it on this bed here. And it's going to be able to be tracked wherever it goes. The girls aren't going to be able to lose this puppy on me. Oh, we're so close. I think we're down to last 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
We're always the longest, man. Right? It's the last little bit. I think Justin. Oh, yeah, Justin.
Justin.
Let's see, I'm having feeds. And time. We'll switch. Last little piece. Oh yeah, let's get it. Dan's like, I don't need no light workout. I jump right on into the good stuff. So yeah, y'all. We're coming into the home stretch here. This is our last round. And then, hold on. Yeah, this is the last round. So last 5 minutes. And then we're just going to do like a 20, 25-minute cool down. We'll talk about some of the other products I might have missed. I had the lightning deal going for the mattress protector and then the mattress pad. And then I've got a couple of other products in the Coach Mike carousel from Wahul we're going to dig into. And then that's pretty much it, man. We're going to have some lunch.
Sure.
How you think it's good?
And I just want to give you a shout out too, Mike. Man, you guys should check out the website, check out all the stuff. Mike is full of knowledge, man.
Thanks, man.
You said something a couple years back. You probably didn't even think about it, but it changed my life. I was a lot bigger than this a long time ago, and back when we first started working together. And I was talking to you about working out and kind of how to get going and just having no time. And then you said some 12 minutes.
Oh yeah,
yeah, 12 minutes. Yeah, just 12 minutes of some kind of elevated heart rate workout will vastly improve your cardiovascular system, your digestive system. And I took that and just kind of ran with it, you know. And, I was targeting about punching bags and stuff. And so I bought one and I was like, I don't have a lot of time. My kid's waking up every hour, but I'm going to take 12 minutes uncompromised every day. And then I just started getting into shape. I still got work to go, but I think from when you and I first started working together, I lost about 35 pounds.
So I was gonna say, think about how much you've lost, like overall, you know, and the trajectory. That's what I think of is you look at it on a wide scale, even if it's like up and down in different stages, where you were 3-4 years ago, you know, comparatively, and being able to have the sustainability. Like, I appreciate you saying that, man. Thanks for kind of sharing that perspective of it. And that's also, man, I just want to like return the love, man. I'm proud of you, dude, because you've always communicated, like I think taken action. From my experience of it, you wouldn't just ask me something and my observations just like, all right, cool. But like I've always seen you actually like implement it to a certain capacity and focus on what you can control and do the best that you can from what I've always seen. So that's why I'm always like dude, I want to support you, whatever that looks like. I mean, everybody, all you guys, but especially when you actually take action and you do something, it always, to me, feels good and reinforces me wanting to support. So I know it's not like a wasted, it's not falling on deaf ears. Yeah, if that makes sense. Sure. Like going opposite way. Oh snap, I think Justin might be working. Coming into the home stretch here, y'all. Again, if you guys got questions, hit the chat, hit the comments. If you're not following, please feel free to follow. And as Daniel was kind of mentioning, hit the lifestyleoffitness.com website, check out all the awesome stuff. And then also stay tuned because we're going to have, again, Coach Mike and friends on the Coach Mike channel. We're going to have people like Daniel and a whole bunch of my other friends and coaches and just awesome people join me on streams. Like Coach Kelsey was on the Lifestyle of Fitness channel solo last night. She was doing meal prep and she was doing breakfast meal prep. She preps for breakfast the night before, just so you don't have to scramble. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I always think that's a cool idea, a cool option.
For sure. I did something like that the other day. You know, breakfast is a scramble with young kids, and so I made a bunch of little breakfast burritos. You know, make your own eggs, make your own sausage, and put your veggies in there. You don't have to get the ones from the store that who knows made, came from where. Yeah.
Dude, so that to me is that's why such a big thing is, even if you're not worried about like counting calories, just like knowing what's going into your food, what's going into your body, having more control over the process is such a helpful piece. And I think it's sometimes so overlooked. And it doesn't mean I don't always use like organic, fresh. Sometimes I use frozen veggies. Like last night, I did frozen potatoes and onions. I did frozen chicken wings and a bird's eye like rice and bean like protein blend, like Southwest protein blend. And they're all like frozen stuff, but I was at least knowing what I was mixing and putting together. Now, obviously, there's other, if you go into the ingredients, there's other like salt and pepper and additives, but in time. Woo! Good work, that
Let's get it.
All right, so now we're gonna do a cool down. And by cool down, I mean we're just gonna chill. Just set a timer for 5 minutes to breathe. We'll stop it right there. I'm gonna move the bike so we have a little more room. And now I'm just gonna play some more B-roll for you guys, going into some of the other products or things that I might have missed. This is also why I like the Assault bike, the Echo bike, and these style bikes, because, mind if I jack that ball? Yeah. I'm just gonna use it as a chair, and I'll actually get you a chair. I figured you've had enough of the ball for now. Or maybe not, I don't know. Yeah. Always trade with you if you need. So now we're just gonna sit for 5 minutes, kind of breathe, and we'll dig into some of the other variables. Let's see, what else we got here? I talked about that. We talked about the bedding. Ooh, the hula hoop. This is one we didn't use today, but I've actually been messing with this one. It's a weighted hula hoop that I'm playing with. Whoop, nope, no, I don't want that camera. So I forgot we can also hook up. That's what's cool about this. You can have a second camera. So if you want to like demonstrate like a product like from a top view or something like that, there's all those cool features. We got the hula hoop here too. There's something I can mess with.
Breaking down this weighted hula hoop, and I gotta say, right off the bat, I was a little skeptical when I got it, just because I thought it was potentially a gimmicky idea, but you know, after being able to apply it and use it myself, and be able to have my wife use it, and actually just to like look at the just objective kind of data and information around it, this actually gets a thumbs up for me. Again, as a strength conditioning coach, this is one I was like, again, somewhat skeptical of, but looking at how it actually causes you to engage the core, the anti-rotation component of it, and being able to, just from a coordination standpoint, get it to move, it was actually a really solid product. The one thing I will say is make sure you have this thing locked in place. Otherwise, I had it kind of like not fully locked into the magnet and it kind of came off. So just make sure you're doing that. Otherwise, this gets a complete thumbs up for me. It's actually something I'm going to be using with some of my in-person clients and recommending to some of my virtual clients as well. So,
I have two different ones. You know what? We're going to unbox the second one that I have. You get to use it fresh out of the box. We're going to see if it actually being charged. So this one's not even like one of our sponsored ones for today. There's another sponsor that I have. Let's see. fresh out of the box. I'm gonna give you, we're gonna go with a nice block attachment head. Let's see if this thing's ready to go. Usually they'll come
Like half charge.
Yeah. This thing's absolutely dead. Good news though is I've always got a charger, so I'm gonna charge that for a minute,
Nice.
and then you can use this one. Cool. Oh wait, I have this one right here. And then you can just use the plus or minus to bring up or down the intensity. So with that being said, y'all, we're also hitting our massage gun. I have that in the LOF carousel. Since we're doing our cool down, I'm gonna turn mine on as well. You can hit our legs, the back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like to hit like just above the knee and then just in the hip joint at both ends of the muscles. Usually is helpful to relax the tissue. Highlight my massage gun here. I put the Vibe in here too because I also got the Vibe. We got the discounted one. That's the one Daniel's using. And let's see, what are we going to go into next, y'all? What do you guys want to hear about next? Getting into the home stretch here. Let's talk about that. Ooh, the adjustable phone holder. This one's actually pretty clutch. I actually have it on my desk right now. Otherwise, I would like literally be using it. Whoop, not that one. And yeah, dude, thanks for being down to like not only just to hang, but to like actually do the workout and live stream and have all the fun, man.
Oh, anytime, man. I love this stuff.
In this video, we're going to be looking at the Lamical phone stand. Now, this one is clutch on the engineering design side because it not only has a little area that you could put your cables and your wiring through to plug it in to keep it charging if you're still using while charging. But the other thing I like about this is check this out. It actually can move, so you can adjust the angle so that this is one I definitely am using now more so during my live streams. So when I'm actually having my phone rest on it, I can play with the angle, especially if I stand up, move, have the adjustability, and then be able to charge it, plug it in, have all the wires and whatnot coming back through here. So definitely a thumbs up. Super functional and highly, highly recommend.
Into what men should and should not be. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like, I come from, you know, Italian and German culture in New York and like, the boroughs of like, all right, you got to be like hard-nosed and tough and grind and work, which is great. But also like we can talk about when things are tough or emotions or, hey, I'm like feeling like I'm a shitty dad or whatever's going on. But I think to your point, like being okay with talk, that's the one thing. I was on a call the other day and sometimes, and I don't know if this is necessarily true for everybody from my experience, women in our society, from my experience, have maybe more, not even support, I don't know what the right word to use here is, but maybe an expectation or an understanding or maybe permission to talk and open up, or you can call it gossip. I don't even think it's necessarily gossip, but just sharing and not necessarily having to be like, hey, I ask you what's going on, like, oh, everything's great. Like, no, not everything always is great. Like whether it's, there's financial stresses, there's time stress, there's parenting stress, there's physical stress, there's like, hey, I'm not doing everything I think I want to be or could be doing, and I'm feeling challenged on that, or I'm judging myself, or I'm just like sad, or I was like tough on the kids and I feel like crappy day. Whatever's going on, I think just the ability to have that. That's what I was thinking for your podcast. Such a great topic and idea because it allows us to not have to just like put on that perfect way. Oh, I'm gonna get into my back. Yeah, what's up, back muscles? So anyways, that's the other 2 cents, y'all. We'll keep it rolling. What else we got? Oh, we got the Sojo shades, the retro oversized, and then the aviators. Almost forgot about these. And then, I got my Muley pillows. And we got some of the masks. Oh, man, we got some good stuff we're going to finish it and bring it home with. I forgot about all this good stuff. I'm going to highlight the shades. Now, what I will say is normally I like the aviator style, but I actually like these block style more. So these are the aviators, the like pink gradient. And then I like the black on black, the Sojo retro shades. These are super cool. They're #1 bestseller for men and for women. I'll see if we've got, I don't see an inlink coupon. So this is what's cool. I'm just gonna show Daniel something. So like if let's say someone's looking up this product, they happen to see it. Whoever's talking about it live, which happens to be me, we're featured on their product page. So that's like how we reach more people. And then when you start getting to like bigger levels, like they'll actually feature you on like the Amazon homepage. And when you get to, there's 3 tiers. And also transparently for you guys, in case you're wondering this, there's like 3 levels on Amazon's live streamers. There's level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm a level 2. At level 3, you get promoted on like the homepage. They give you a really, really strong push. Level 1, like they're just trying to see if you know what the hell you're doing. Like if you're putting out quality content, if you're just gonna like spam, if you're making good cohesive sentences, like you can talk, and then they'll approve you to level 2. So it's usually not that hard, at least from my experience. It's changed and the standards are continuously going up. So I always tell people, if you're thinking about becoming a live streamer, like apply now because it's going to get exponentially harder in my opinion. I could be wrong. It's going to get exponentially harder in the years to come. Like think about if you're one of the first like 2,000 YouTubers or Twitch, like now I think there's over 2,000 streamers. When I first started, there was like less than 500. So it's already in like a year 4x as far as like how many people are doing it. It's going to just continue that pattern. Now like reality stars are doing it, more celebrities are doing it. There's bigger brand partnerships and sponsorship deals and a whole bunch of different variables I think are contributing to that. So we got the sunglasses. Anyways, going back to that point, discount on both. And I like these shades, and I have a test I always like to kind of give, and I haven't gotten the other sports style shades in yet, but when I have them, the polarized sports sunglasses, I'm going to test those as well. But my test for shades are always, can I put them on, look down, shake my head, and do they fall off? Or can I do push-ups or run with them, and do they stay on my face? And these have passed that test. I've had them since last year. And I've taken them to Hilton Head. I've taken them to the beach. They've always held up really well. Talked about the workout gloves. Ooh, let's talk about the Yeahhh pillows because these are actually hypoallergenic. So if you guys, even if you don't have allergies, I think if you're having people over or friends, having hypoallergenic can always be a cool option. That's just me.
In this video, we're looking at Yeahhh's outdoor pillows. These are the hypoallergenic, and these are in a varying degree of sizes. I have the 22 by 22 size. And the thing I love about these, because they're meant for outdoors, you can actually not worry about when it's the rain, they're water resistant, so they're gonna hold up, as well as being hypoallergenic. So for those of you that have allergies like I do, or you just wanna be mindful and consider your friends that have allergies, definitely a thumbs up. Great for the outdoors, comfy for our sofas, couches, things like that. And you don't have to worry about it because of that water resistant factor. Highly recommend.
And yeah, Rosie, hey, homie. I just saw you in the chat over there. Thanks for dropping by, saying hey. Rosie, say hey to Daniel, by the way. He introduced himself before originally, but yo, how's the fam? They're doing good, dude. How about you? How you doing? Girls are actually, I don't know where they are. They went to the park originally, and I think they might be going to the splash pad, but it looks like it might be raining soon. So yeah, glad to hear all is good by you. Now we're going to break into the indoor versions of these, Rosie. We're just talking about the outdoor. So now we're going to look at the indoor, and these are also hypoallergenic as well. Oh, I don't know how to spell pillow. Let's check them out.
In this video, we're looking at the Yeahhh 2-pack stripe pillowcase. These are the hypoallergenic, and the cool thing about these, they have varying sizes. You can go with a different angle degree. They're square shaped, but you can get the right size that fits for you. The thing I like about them is obviously not only the hypoallergenic component for me having allergies, especially growing up a kid, that's a massive plus, but also the durability of them as well. And the cool thing is for these, all you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of just fluff them up when you first get them. Do that for a couple minutes, and then you just pat them out and they are good to go. So definitely a thumbs up and a recommend, especially for those of you that have allergies, or you wanna be considerate of your friends that have allergies and have a hypoallergenic option.
Bam, that thumbs up. So now I'm gonna highlight some of the other products that we have, from the mask to some of the different like rings, accessory stuff, the heated blanket, which is actually, you may not want it in the summertime, but it's actually, you'll get a good discount on that. So I'll highlight that as well. And just some cool little like other like fun accessories. Then we'll talk about the waist trainer and the sauna suit. But Rosie, I wanted you to hear, because I don't think you were on the stream earlier. Maybe you were and you just were saying hey now, which I appreciate. Daniel's going to be doing a podcast. I thought it was a really cool idea. Now, obviously, the topic is a little geared toward them, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as a parent, and maybe if you know any dads in your life that would benefit from this type of idea. So, Dan, I'm going to actually fill up some coffee. Yeah. You want some water?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get you a water, and then tell the people what's going down. Give me your ideas. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, so the podcast will be geared towards men, but absolutely not just limited to men as listeners. I want to be speaking to the community in general to kind of equip them. So the idea of the podcast is just to help dads out there to navigate the small intricacies of everyday life. So I was saying earlier, when my wife and I first became parents, my wife received books phone numbers. People checked in on her, called her, and just a bunch of different resources to kind of help her navigate motherhood. And in retrospect, I realized that, oh wow, I didn't really get any of these too. And I'm glad she got them. I'm so glad she has all these resources and support. But I'm realizing now that I think a lot of dads are needing that kind of resource also. So the podcast is geared towards helping the dads to navigate those tough moments. It's not necessarily a parent philosophy 101 podcast, or not really a how-to podcast either, but it's just to kind of go alongside other dads and say, hey, you got 3 hours of sleep last night, and now you're getting up to go to work in the morning for an 8-hour shift. I get it. I understand it's tough, and I'm here for you. I feel what you're feeling, and we're just here for you. We'll go through it together. So the idea is just to interview other dads at different stages of their life. So obviously I'll be talking to new dads. I'm kind of a newish dad myself, and interview them. And
I'm just gonna run to the potty real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, BRB, guys.
See how they're dealing with things, and then interview, say, grandfathers, and say how they're still fathering to this day their children who's had children. And so just to speak to different dads at different levels of life and see how they're doing it, see how they're weaving in through these intricacies of life, and just to be a resource for other dads out there who are kind of struggling through the same thing. I was telling Mike earlier that we're not really in the day and age anymore of dad goes to work for 8 to 12 hours a day and mom takes care of the kids all day long, all night long. These days, it's being split. The load is being split amongst the mom and dads these days, and it seems like generationally, the moms kind of know how to navigate, take care of the children, and balancing life and doing all these things. And there's kind of that support community for them. But for the dads, it's still kind of new to us. It was new to me. Yeah, and just learning how to balance, to navigate, to work around 3 hours of sleep, to work around not being so angry towards your kids. It's crazy how upset you can be at a 1-year-old, at a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old. And
so intense.
Yeah, just going alongside those dads and say, hey, I get it. And so interview these dads, see how they're doing it, and being a resource for them. And mainly, I guess, just become a place where dads are able to talk things out also, because there's like an unnecessary level of stoicism, I feel like, for dads, for men. And yeah, I get it. You got to be dad. You got to be super dad. You got to be tough or whatever. But
sure.
That doesn't mean that you don't need outlets. That doesn't mean you don't need to learn how to deal with emotions in a healthy way. You can still be tough and still you learn how to deal with your emotions and stuff. So it's mainly to become resources for dads in that manner, and to equip the community to help the dads in that manner.
I think that's a great word too, man. The community. And one thing I noticed from my mom, this made me just think of it, is, for my wife, is she has like a mom's group. So even when we had Nina, she joined this like Facebook group, and she's like, dude, it's always interesting to see. And this just might be from my experience. I might just be ignorant to it. And there may be plenty of men's groups out there for like dads and stuff. I'm not a part of them, and I don't know. But I think it's a good representation of like, she was drawn immediately. I didn't even think about joining like a Facebook group for like men's support and for being new dads or moms, but she like immediately joined a mom's group, and like they all pretty much stayed in touch throughout the pregnancy, and they still meet up to this day. Like now, a lot of them have like second or third kids, and you can see in like seeing the kids grow up and seeing the support, and they may not be like besties, but they have that support structure. And I think to your point, being able to say, hey, we can create a community where men can communicate and support each other, and just like even just saying like, hey, I understand that, and feeling heard and validated are like things that I've learned too, right? Like that's validation, man. We all as people just want to feel heard and validated. But then again, what do I know? Also, I'm just going to play, I realized really quickly, I'm going to play this B-roll for the waist train. That's the only thing I didn't play yet. And then we're just going to kind of bounce around for some of the other stuff and dig into some fun things. and then we'll start to bring it home. We got about like 10 more minutes here.
And the biggest thing for these waist trainers is I like 2 components to highlight. All right, I held up 1 finger. 2 things to highlight. One is the ability to help you facilitate sweating. Okay, this is definitely, especially with the inner liner material, it's gonna help you facilitate some sweat, which, if again you want to you have to cut weight for an event, like for my fighter, my combat-based athletes out there, my weight-based athletes, this can be a helpful tool. As well as, again, what I do like is it can be a great tactile cue, so you can have this, you can kind of hook it in. It has 14 different rows of hooks to hold it in place, and you don't have to worry about a zipper getting hot or anything like that. Just rubbing up against you, feeling any kind of awkward. But this can be also a great tactile, physical cue to help. You know what? I don't have the best posture, let's say. You put this on, it can help just remind you, I should have that little bit of posture, that little tactile cueing. The one thing I will say when it comes to both that tactile physical cue, whether it comes to wearing it to get some sweat out of your body, this is not by itself going to magically get you a 6-pack though. I will say that. You actually have to still be in a calorie deficit. You still have to exercise your core. You still have to get that work in. You still have to be mindful of what you're putting into your body and all that fun stuff. It's a great tool to help facilitate, again, if you have to lose some.
All right, so I'm going to pull there. Actually, I want to spend a minute talking about this. For both the waist trainer and the sauna suit, I want to be very clear with the expectation around this, because I feel like, and I'm going to share a story with you guys. So I was going through this leadership course over the last 4 months, and throughout this process, each one of us had to set 4 goals in different areas of our life. It didn't have to be in these, but these were different categories we got to set. And a lot of people set goals around health and fitness, myself included, where I wanted to be at a certain body fat percentage and all those things, which I got. Now, some people are like, hey, I just want to weigh this number. I'm just gonna make a number 200 pounds, because that's how much I weigh right now. So I've seen people do this even for trainers or other people in the gym saying, hey, I just want to weigh 200 pounds by this date, and then I'm gonna go on vacation, I'm gonna splurge and do whatever. So the tricky thing with this leadership program is hey, you have to make that weight, otherwise we're not gonna have graduation. We're not gonna have this third weekend of us being together. We're not actually gonna go for the experience we had planned. So we're not gonna do that until you make weight. It's all right, we're gonna manipulate the scale a little bit. We're gonna cut water, which isn't the healthiest. And I wanna be very clear on this, which you could do it. I have my steam sauna here, and using a sauna suit to increase body temperature to help your body warm up, to help you be more flexible, mobile, while still hydrating. I'm still hydrating throughout this workout. We've been sweating, we're hydrating. That's important. But if you're dehydrating yourself and you're not replenishing those fluids, it's very, very dangerous, to the point where you can actually die. You can dehydrate yourself to the point where there's actual physical consequences. And just as little as 1% water loss, so if I'm 200 pounds, I lose 2 pounds of sweat, you'll start to feel mental, cognitive impact in a negative way, where you won't be able to mentally perform as well. Then it comes to physical performance. Oh, I hear the girls are going to be home here in a second. Yay. So that's just something. Hi, girls. Are they napping? Are they tired? Hi, Tessa. You want to come in and say hi? Come say hi. Want to say hi to my friend Daniel? It's no, I don't know. I mean, you've met him before. You just don't remember. Okay, bye. Do you want to come in? You could just look through the crack if you want. That's fine. We're almost done in here anyway. We got 5 more minutes. But anyways, my point, guys, is to just be clear. Hi. Hello. Or maybe she doesn't have pants. Do you have pants on? Is that why you don't have pants on? Okay, bye. Tessa's just it's so funny. You can obviously do, but for all of you guys watching, she's just peeking through the door. Yeah, you got pants on. I see your pants. You want to come work out, Lena? It's okay, Tessa. You can stay there if you want to. It's fine. But yeah, guys, I just want to be very clear with you have to be very careful. Lena, this is my friend Daniel. You say hi?
Hi.
What are you doing? You have snacks? Are you guys hungry? Okay. Here's we're just gonna watch you guys. If you want to come on the stream, you can come say hey to everybody before we sign off, because sometimes they'll just they living themselves on TV. Okay, no worries. Let's see if this has an inlink coupon too. I was telling Daniel about the inlink coupons. So guys, always click on the products because sometimes there's going to be an extra discount or savings. Now I'm trying to kind of cruise through all it. Like, I wonder if the initial force, they'll probably have they already have a discount. And they do have a $40 off inland coupon. So see, like you can use that and you get $40 off. And little things like that you won't know unless you click on them.
Yeah.
So let me see what else we got here. Let's see if the weighted vest. Usually like weighted stuff doesn't have as many discounts because it's more expensive to ship. This has a 5% off coupon. What you got over there, Tessa? Is that for Daddy's medicine? You want apple juice? Hi.
Hello.
Want to give Daniel a high five like this? It's okay if you're like, she's a little shy first and then she'll. So it's funny, you can see the difference, at least from my observations, difference in Lena and Tessa personality wise. And they're also like different hair. Like she's got curly blonde hair and Lena has like straight dark hair. But she was born like March of COVID, like right when COVID hit. So the first like 6 months of her life, she met like 4 people. So like now I could just be making assumptions or correlations that aren't causation, but like, and once she warms up, it's cool, but like you can see she's a little bit more shy. You want me to open this for you? Here, look. Wow. Can you do? Is that cool? Push down. Push down right here. Look, guys, we're learning. And this is another one I have in my storefront if you guys want to check that out. And that's Dan. Yeah, I mean, you've met him. Yeah. Daniel and Ashley. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
I was going to make some lunch in a minute.
Tessa.
Also, I realized we don't have eggs and stuff, so I figured maybe we'll get a couple things because we're leaving on Friday.
I just got a big box from down here in Seoul.
Ooh, I don't know what that is.
So
again, if you guys got questions, also let us know in the chat. We got like a couple more minutes. I'm gonna highlight. Let's see, Tessa, what product should we highlight next to talk about? And also, Daniel, thanks again, man, for working out.
For sure.
Appreciate you. You want to open it? You want me to open it? Okay, ready. Which one should we open? This one? Oh. This one? Oh. That one? Oh. That one? Oh. Oh. They're all open now. What? What do you say? Is it beautiful? She's like, yeah, cool. I'm just gonna play now. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for the workout, for the fun. We're gonna hang out for like another minute here. I'm just gonna highlight, see if there's anything I missed. And yeah, guys, let me just see. Ooh, I'm gonna highlight the lightning. Even though I highlighted this before, we have the mattress, padded mattress protector. You want to close it now? Okay, hold on. Okay. Now you do one. You don't want to? You want me to do it? Oh, okay, I got you. So let's see. Ooh, let's see if this has an inland coupon. This has a lightning deal. Usually it does a lightning. Oh, it's got an inland coupon too. What? So lightning deals are like they have, I don't know, like 20 of these for sale. I'm making up a number. There's only a certain number they have for sale, and then okay, I'll come help you. And then once they're out, they're out. So that's why like lightning deals are cool like that and get exciting. What do you think, Tessa? Is it exciting? That, which one? Which color? That was kind of like a turquoise blue, and then that's like a light blue. Yeah. That one. And green. What's your binky? Okay. You want to open it? What? We just closed it. All right, ready? So we're going to sign off, okay? Tessa, can you wave at everyone and say bye? All right. Yeah, Dan, hold on. One more cheers. Cheers for the road. We got to get our cheers on. Cheers, y'all. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you guys later.